Welcome, everybody, to episode 15.
Good evening, everybody. What is happening?
That's got a milestone feel to it, doesn't it?
It does.
15.
It does. I know.
Feels big.
I know. 15.
Oosh. 15.
Wait till it says 315.
Could you imagine?
300
That sound like a darts commentator there. Yeah, 15. 15 is chunky.
It's a good number. How is everybody doing? What is happening? Happy Thursday. I can smell the weekend.
What's happening? I thought you were going to say smell the weed then. I'm like, I haven't smoked it for years.
I can smell the weekend. I don't want to smell the week. I'm done with the week.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not actually working tomorrow, and it's obviously because of that. But this was a Thursday that felt like a Friday. It just did. Like it should be a Friday. Today should be Friday, shouldn't it?
We should only be working 4 days a week.
Well, I mean that is bubbling.
You
don't think?
I don't think it's going to materialize. I think we're actually going backwards. Pandemic gave us a hope for flexible working, working from home, and all these companies said, "Oh yes, you can work from home, and we're flexible, and we do whatever it takes, and we'll do 4 days." And because we realized that you're spending way too much time at the cooler talking to your mates and your colleagues, and we also figured out that you can do all the work in 4 days.
Well,
and now they're backtracking on everything. Now all the IC companies now going actually going backwards on their working from home policies. And
yes, I understand. It's it's such an interesting topic. I don't know which way it's going to go. I guess my working experience is the company I work for used to come into the office, and COVID hit, and actually they found productivity, if anything, improved
over COVID.
Yeah. And they found that like business efficiency using Teams and online meetings actually improved things. And I currently go into an office 1 day every 2 weeks, which is unbelievable, really, when you think about it. But my least productive day is that day.
Is the one in the office.
The one I go into the office. So I guess it depends. I think there's a few things here. I think it depends on the type of business you are, the type of workforce that you have, and what your product portfolio is like. Because if you've got massive overheads of like property and building space, then you need to fill that space to justify the cost. But if you're not as a business, if you've found an efficiency and you've been able to reduce your property cost, actually it can be an advantage. So I've basically, what I'm saying is I've seen like a mixed bag, but I've had meetings with people in the last month who have said, I work for a company that do 4 days a week. And I'm like, what's it like? And they're like, it's absolutely fantastic. I'm like, tell me more about it. And they're like, well, so we don't work on Fridays. Yeah. I'm like, brilliant. So you get a 3 day weekend every week. Yes, I get a free. Absolutely.
We're applaud that 4 days a week.
Great timing. And so they get a 3 day weekend every week, but they do work 12 hours a day for the 4 days. So they do a 38-hour week. Okay. And they genuinely do a 38-hour week. So weeks or days 1 to 4, I should say. They actually work really, really hard.
What was the time before? Have they always been doing long days?
Well, I think the average working week is like 37 hours, isn't it?
Because some companies you say, like you're doing 38 hours over 5 days, but you're still ending up having 12-hour days because.
Oh yeah.
you going above and beyond, or
Right.
if you're working
Understood.
with multinational companies or, global companies, you can end up covering, like in my previous job, like Mondays and Tuesdays, I would have worked late.
Yeah.
Because I would have been working with America and Mexico.
Right.
Or the East Coast of America, which was, again, a different time zone. So I would have been working till 8, 9 p.m. And then Wednesdays and Thursdays, I would have been starting early because then I was working with China.
Understood. I think, I haven't spoken to many people, so this is a really small sample size.
Yeah.
But from the people I've spoken to, they've said your mindset changes. So when you switch to this 4-day model, first off, you want to protect it.
Okay.
So you find yourself, and this is me talking as them, you find yourself actually working really hard in those 4 days.
Yeah.
And they've said, if anything, we found we do more in those 4 days than we did in the previous 5. And I guess you could liken it to, when you've got like a week's holiday coming up.
Yeah.
That week prior, you go above and beyond and you really push the bar out, don't you? Because you're not going to be there next week. So you tie up loose ends, you resolve as much as possible.
Yeah, because, well, again, depends on the context, because in some jobs, there's someone maybe looking after that section or the work you're doing.
Yes.
Which was, for example, the case for my previous job in the commercial world. But now I'm in the charity world. No one is going to look after that.
Yeah.
So you have to accelerate and work ahead of yourself.
Exactly.
If you're out for 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess that's been my working experience for the last 20 years, whatever, that no one else is responsible for my workload, only me. So my working habits in the lead up to a holiday are I put extra hours in, I put extra effort in to the week prior so that I can leave with a handover where there's as fewer loose ends as possible.
Yeah.
And everything, put in a place.
It's literally just if there's an emergency.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly that. And I find that is the mindset before I go away. And what these people are telling me is that becomes your mindset for the 4 days.
Yeah.
Because every week you've got this 3 days coming up.
Yeah.
So you're conscious of let's put it down. Let's put it down and get it right so that we got the 3 days. So it's an element of protecting that extra day, and it's an element of I've got something to look forward to, so I must work hard now. And then there is this concentration and focus on those 4 days. And that, like I say, really small sample size.
Yeah.
But the people that are currently doing that have said, they've all consistently said it's like that. And they're saying it's amazing and it's wicked. And they wish that this had happened before.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to bring into the mix, which I think is quite interesting, AI is having a massive impact on everything. And it wouldn't surprise me if we did go to a 4-day model, because the slack, if there is one, I think can be picked up by AI.
A lot of jobs will be picked up by AI, I think.
Inevitable, isn't it?
Yeah, it will happen. Now, I think up until now, there was such a big push for software developers, and I think AI will eventually take that job over.
Feels inevitable.
And then what are all those software developers going to do?
Well, yeah.
Like a lot of stuff will, designers and things like that, like graphic designers and all of that. Anything that can be done with AI, report writing, report analysis and things like that.
We're talking about like most of the workforce here.
Pretty much, yeah. It'll be interesting. People will have to maybe retrain to be a plumber again or an electrician.
Well, and I've said this to my children. I mean, only one of them's really old enough to understand it, and I've said, do a job that you love, do a job that is your hobby, and do a job that AI can't replace. That's should be the focus, really. However, the world evolves.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and like, listen, AI is great. It is amazing. And it, like, there isn't a week that goes by where I'm not even more blown away by how much value, pardon me, it can add. But it is riddled with mistakes, mate.
Mm-hmm.
It's far from perfect. It's not ready to take over yet. It
No.
needs human intervention.
No, I think it's very biased. It's very biased informationally because it only contains large databases from kind of major countries.
Yep.
You know, you don't have much information, let's say, from Africa or some other countries.
Yeah. So it's not diverse.
It's not diverse enough. The information is not diverse.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
And it gets things wrong a lot. Like I use AI throughout the day on various things, and I'm forever. Like, I use AI to get me to a point where all I've got to do is make it right and improve on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it like takes up the hard yards. It doesn't deliver the excellence. Not that I'm excellent.
It's interesting. I was reading, I haven't finished the whole report, but every year a marketing agency called VML, they used to be called Wunderman Thompson, and they merged and they called VML now, and they launched this report called the Future 100. And you can look it up. It's a free report you can get, and it's the themes, key themes, and they share also some key research. And one of the stats that stood out for me was around, I don't know the sample number, but the stat was 71% of people are struggling with AI and truth, and AI is blurring the lines and they don't understand what's real.
Okay.
So people are struggling to understand the difference between reality and AI. And then the report talks about an important skill for 2026, and they call it truth literacy.
Nice. I instantly get a value for that. Just hearing it.
Yeah, people will have to develop the skill of being able to tell what's fake, what's real, and develop a skill of not to believe everything they see right away.
Well, we're there now.
Critical thinking.
Absolutely. Interesting. It's a journey. It's here. It's a journey. We're just going to have to roll with it and see where it takes us. At the moment, AI helps me be more efficient, but it couldn't replace me yet.
Okay.
Yet. But in 5 years' time, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows, eh?
Well, my current job, I think AI could replace payroll, things like that. Payroll can be automated.
Yeah. But your BD work, it couldn't.
Well, that's
people still buy from people.
Yeah, the new role that I'm moving into, the whole development, that is relationships.
Yes.
So that AI could not do.
No.
Because that's the handshakes and that's the face-to-face conversations.
That's the skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the relationships you build with people over time. Exactly.
But yeah, the perfunctory roles like payroll, yeah, that is one of the first things that's going to start getting swallowed up, I would have thought, actually. Those kind of tasks, those perfunctory tasks.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But then, I think then the data input will have to then be put on to the employees, because at the moment, there's still a lot of data input by the person who's, let's say, doing such task.
Yeah.
Because there are discrepancies between the system and whatever information is being put in. So the information put in by the employees will need to be super accurate to automate stuff. Yeah.
The brief you give AI is key.
Yeah.
To get the right outcome.
Let's say the prompt.
Exactly.
Yeah, so interesting times ahead. A little bit scary, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of people will lose their jobs, and
I agree.
A lot of people will go through...
Cheers
to the weekend. I think a lot of people will go through an identity crisis when it comes to their careers.
I agree. I do.
they will have to pivot. They will have to think of other ways. They will have to dig into the skills they maybe haven't used for a while, or develop new skills. And
yeah, and it's not just like the average person that's going to suffer. You think of all these like stock market analysts that earn massive money in the city.
Yeah.
The city of London or Wall Street. You think how AI can start to replace those brains and predict market changes. I mean, it's going to affect everybody, isn't it?
It'll be some interesting times ahead of us, I think.
Yeah, very.
If we survive with this latest.
We will always endure. We will endure. Of course we do.
The world has been here for thousands of years, and I think it will be for a while yet. Definitely our lifetime. So
absolutely, the world ain't going to go anywhere.
We're okay for our lifetime.
The world ain't going to go anywhere. We might scorch ourselves off it, but the world ain't going to go anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, people say that'll be the end of the world. No, it'll be the end of humans.
Poof in the air. And then the world just, the globe just goes dark a little bit. And it starts blooming again in 1,000 years' time.
I tell you what, we could get really dark now and go into that sort of Terminator, like the old classic Terminator, where AI takes over and realises that they don't need the humans. Or we could switch Matrix and go, actually, humans are harvested for energy, essentially electricity, for the AI bots. I mean, it can get like proper dark.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Or it could just be amazing and it just works out absolutely fine. I
believe and hope that if we can, I think there are still a couple of dark years ahead of us. I would say maybe not 2-3 years of darkness. And the reason why I'm saying that I have hope is because I also, in the report, and you read, and I read articles, and ethics is another strong theme for 2026 that's starting to, the seed has been planted and the seed's starting to grow.
Okay.
People starting to care a lot more about ethics and how things are being done ethically, morally, and sustainability and all of that.
I actually think AI will help that, because the default for AI is equality.
That's the thing, it's interesting. Some people actually have a belief, or I have heard views and opinions that AI will actually hold humanity up to a higher standard.
Interesting.
Ethically.
That sounds like logical. Yeah. AI doesn't see colour, right? Doesn't have prejudice.
We're speculating. We don't know it all. We're speculating. But based on the themes that I see and based on the conversations and the changes, whatever, we are definitely in this messy middle where with war and everything, but at the same time, people are also, I think this happened since the pandemic, people are starting to wake up to better values, more ethical decisions. Pros and, it's a long journey. It's not going to happen overnight, obviously. It may take 10 years. I don't know. It may not be my lifetime, but the seeds have been planted and they're starting to sprout.
Yeah. I think AI will help it. It has to, because AI comes from a world of neutral, and it's impacting our lives. It's adding value to our lives, at the moment at work. But even in my personal life, I use ChatGPT to I'm getting advice on decorating my kitchen, So that influence from AI coming into your life is there. And that neutrality, that truth without opinion, or information without opinion is probably a better way of saying it, is actually just going to recalibrate us, I reckon. Definitely.
On the flip side, though, I am quite worried about the sustainability of AI, because we now know how much water and power is being used.
I was so shocked when I realised.
So on one hand, yes, absolutely, from all the likes of ChatGPT and all of those are great, and they can hold us up to a higher standard, but at what cost? We're outsourcing our values and our ethics and our inner kind of inner compass as such, I would call it. We're outsourcing it to a computer as such, or artificial intelligence, at the cost of frying the planet. Do you know? That's where my kind of dilemma is. As much as I love using it.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're fully aware, because I sat at the dentist today, and there was a mother and a son. Son was waiting. He got his tooth numbed, and they were waiting, and they were having a conversation. And every other sentence was, I'll ask ChatGPT, I'll ask ChatGPT, I'll ask ChatGPT. And I'm like, well, where's the critical thinking? Where's your own sense of knowledge? Or like the young man was trying to spell the word authorized.
Right.
And he asked his mother how to spell the word authorized, and she didn't know. So she said, I'll ask ChatGPT. And I'm like, surely we can learn how to spell.
Yes.
Surely if we, we don't need to outsource everything, every decision, every question.
No, we don't.
There's knowledge, there's books, there's other stuff, because then in the back office, there's the cost of that question. How do you spell the word authorized when you pump it into ChatGPT?
Yeah.
And then generates it. I know it's a minuscule, whatever, in the grand scheme of things.
No, one of the dangers of AI is it could lead to people just being intelligently lazy.
Yeah.
And then that will lead to regression, right? Where we will lose intelligence and we will shrink.
Exactly.
And we got to avoid that. I completely agree.
Do you know, one thing is using AI to do payroll or automate things, or automate equations and things like that, or writing software. Yeah. But how to spell authorized?
Yeah, I guess that's like a Google search use of like AI, and it's really basic, and it's not really what AI is for. But yeah, no, you're quite right. That is a concern, and we need to stop lazy intelligence through AI. But honestly, my use of AI, I don't know if it's just me, just because I'm a bit older, a bit mature, and I've got my own way of thinking and my own experience and my own inner compass. But AI doesn't replace my inner compass, or hasn't. That's my inner compass, is what I apply to what AI tells me. So AI gives me information, and then I look at it and go, yeah, no, that's not right. I like that, but yeah, no, that's not right. That needs, and that's my inner compass. That's my gut feel. That's my instinct to sort of change it and evolve it. So I guess AI is going to lead to a different response from young people, and AI is going to get a different response from people who are confident in their skin, confident in their ability, and I lead AI rather than AI leads me. And it's a subtle shift. Do you know what I mean? But I've got a critical thinking brain where I know AI is not perfect, but I know AI. Compile this email for me. The main crux I want to do is I want to come across with a UK tone. I want to be polite and friendly, but I want to be really clear in my message. I want to say X, blah, 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 blah. I want to make it really clear that I'm not going to be able to do what they're saying, but I want to be, whatever. I give it the brief. It comes up in the email. I look at the email and I think that's brilliant, but I'm going to change this. I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that. And I'm definitely going to pull out some of these little grammar things that AI uses, because it makes it obvious you've used AI to make the email. And then I do my own little slant on it. And then that is an AI generated, James influenced email that goes out to the client. But that's the way round that I use it. So I'm the, it's like my labourer.
Your labourer.
I'm the finisher in a plastering.
Your personal assistant.
Thank you. Yes.
Your personal assistant.
There won't be as many of them anymore, will there?
I know. Well, that's another one. Yeah, I think those kind of virtual assistants will eventually disappear, because you're going to be able to automate everything.
Yeah.
Replies to emails, and you already
Diary
have
management.
Diary management. You already have that automated.
Yeah.
You can link it through HubSpot.
Buy me tickets to like rail
and
tickets.
Then Calendly, it's automated.
Yeah.
And then your HubSpot, which is your customer relations management, everything's automated. So you're not going to need a virtual assistant. So those jobs might disappear.
Those days are numbered, I think. Yeah.
So there we go. That was a...
Yeah, so AI. I'm a massive fan so far. But but it'll be interesting to see how it continues to develop.
So, best practice, do not use AI for everything. Develop your own intelligence. You don't have to outsource every single question. You can sometimes just Google it or pick up a dictionary.
Just like one of those good leaders, right? You think about it, right? You put yourself in this film. I'm sure you've seen 1,000 films like this. The key decision maker is round the table. It could be the president of America, and you got all the people round the table, all offering their opinion, and the president listens to that view, listens to that view, listens to that view, doesn't say anything, listens to that view, listens to that view, listens to that view. And then once everyone's had their say, the president goes, right, here's what I'm going to do. And he or she has decided,
on
based on all the information available, how I think we should approach this. And I think treat AI as one of those people sitting around your table giving you advice on the status quo, giving you an opinion, giving you a method of doing something you control. You treat AI as the engine, you're the steering wheel.
Yeah.
You decide where to go. And I think as long as we don't lose that, AI is going to be great.
Good.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop.
I know.
Yes.
But anyway, weekend passed and we had a great Saturday evening at my house.
Oh, my God. Honestly, that's the best night I've had. Since I can remember, mate.
So I turned into a little pizza maker. Like, I made the dough. Was it great?
AI can't make dough.
AI cannot make
like
pizza dough. Call me Luigi. But that pizza was great.
It was fabulous. And I'm very fortunate to have one of those kind of tabletop stainless steel pizza ovens. So it was perfect. You had a little setup in the backyard, didn't you? And there was a little hole in the ceiling above. So, the hot flames get produced and that was able to sort of escape. And we ended up doing all right, didn't we?
I was very nervous because I haven't done pizza dough in years. So here's me ringing my mum. Says, Mum.
You didn't ask AI?
No. I have my own AI. It's
you
called
have your own
Mother.
AI.
It's an experienced AI.
There you go.
Just call her Google. She knows everything.
Yeah.
I heard that joke before. I just call my wife Google. Why? Because she knows everything. So I says, Mum, because I mentioned this to her that we're going to have pizza. She's like, oh, I have a great recipe. I was like, Mom, give me your secret recipe. She's like, I can't find it. But I'm pretty sure it was from Jamie Oliver, which I call Jamie Olivier.
Jamie Oliviera.
Jamie Olivier. Nice French accent. Funny. So I Googled the recipe and I rocked up to kind of like the local little farm shop type of thing.
Yeah.
And I never spent so much money on flour in my life.
I know the shop you went to. That's part of the garden centre, right?
Yes.
That is a deer hole. I think the Irish call it, didn't they?
Yes, that's a good way to describe this shop. Yep. But anyway, I rocked up and I got all this and I got the pizza flour and then I got some polenta or semolina. I can't remember. Semolina flour and yeast and virgin olive oil and all of that.
Lovely.
And I rocked up with all the goods to the till. And there's two guys there. I think one of them was a manager. He said, oh, are you making your own pizza dough? And I was like, oh, I am indeed. And then we started talking about, flour ratios and all that. And I'm like, I'm going to do the Jamie Oliver ratio of the 80-20 and all of that.
Nice.
Got all technical at the till. Oh. And I'm like, wish me luck, wish me luck. I was really nervous because I haven't done it for years. But anyway.
Yeah.
Between Jamie Oliver's instructions and my mother's, I think I did a decent job.
You did? I can testify.
It was overworked a little bit. I thought I could have done a little bit less working with it. Could have been a little bit softer. And then I think we just put too much on top.
I think, yeah. There's a couple of pizzas where there was too much water content. And I think cheese is
because
like
we overloaded the pizzas with toppings.
Yeah. I think you can put a lot of toppings on pizza.
Yeah.
I just think, that buffalo mozzarella, it contains a lot of water.
It's watery, yeah. And I think those pizzas were just right in the middle bits were a little bit soaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was just really that mozzarella. But
those garlic...
You live and learn.
But those garlic...
Oh, my God, those garlic breads.
So the day before, James says to me, do you have any garlic butter or buy some garlic butter? And I completely forgot. So I am the queen of improvisation. The way I cook, I have lots of different ingredients in my house. And I just cook up whatever comes to my mind from what's there. So James wanted garlic bread.
Of course I did. I'm a geezer.
Of course you wanted garlic bread along with the pizzas. Right, I'll make you garlic bread, no bother. I knew. I always keep some herbs in my freezer. And my mum always gets me little tubs. Sometimes she goes to the market and she buys a whole bunch of parsley and she chops it all up and I get a little tub as a gift.
What, you can keep it in the freezer and it keeps it fresh?
Yes, keep your herbs in the freezer.
No way.
Your parsley, your dill.
All pre-chopped?
Pre-chopped.
Oh, mate.
Sure, Tesco sells it now pre-chopped.
Ah, what a game changer.
From your garlic to your chilies to your herbs. Chop them up and keep them in little containers in the freezer. And you always have them fresh.
I'll tell you what, that is a gift from Adriana to you this week.
There you go. But as I didn't come up with it because Tesco been selling...
Maybe, but I've never come across that before.
For
and
years.
That is a gift.
Anyway, so I rolled out the dough and I covered it in Lurpak. Covered it in oregano or oregano.
Oregano's the American and oregano is the European, right?
Oregano. Covered it in that, and then I covered it. So I cleaned the garlic cloves, and I had the little squeezy thing.
The crusher.
And it broke, by the way. That's why it didn't work.
Those things are bulletproof.
No. I broke the crusher.
I crushed the crusher. You've crushed the crusher.
I crushed the crusher, so I need a new...
Too much garlic in your life.
I need a new garlic crusher. But anyway, I ended up grating the garlic on top of the garlic bread.
Which was a nice little switch solve. Love that.
Yeah. And then
nice.
Just in the oven. Perfect.
The garlic bread
Lots of parsley.
Unbelievable. And parsley really makes a difference.
Fresh parsley.
Yeah. The garlic breads were phenomenal.
Yeah, and then the last one Paloma made had mozzarella on top, and that was pretty.
That weren't bad, was it?
And then I realised the next day I had Parmesan in the fridge. I could have grated some Parmesan on top of that. Next time. Cannot wait. This was like the first, that was a trial run.
It was a little trial run,
and
wasn't
I'm excited to do the next batch of pizzas.
Yeah, and
I might even do some this weekend, by the way. But just I'm gonna bake it in the oven.
Yeah. Just understood. Yep. So
I'll make a little dough for you. Stick it in the fridge, and you can bring it up.
Yeah.
Roll it out and bake it in the oven and have it with the kids.
Mate, they would love that. I'd get the oven out.
You get the oven out. There you go.
Mate, I'd get the oven out. They'd love that. They love the outdoor oven, honestly. So what I'll do next time. Because I arrived and brought all the kit with me and got it all set up and then everyone was sort of there ready to eat, I didn't really get enough time to heat up the pizza oven.
The bottom needs to be hotter.
You basically get it up to full operating temperature for at least 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then what that does is it puts the heat into the porcelain plate at the bottom, and then that transfers into a toasty bottom.
Yeah.
On the pizza, so it's
the bottom needed a bit more heat. Yeah.
It did. So like we can all make little adjustments and make some improvements, and but no, it was brilliant, honestly, and the toppings were wicked, so tasty, really nice, weren't it?
We had serrano ham, we had just plain ham and. Green peppers?
So, but can I talk about the green peppers?
Oh, please go ahead.
Right. Honestly, like I don't know what sand or I don't know what beach I've had my head hidden in like all my life, but actually there's one only now that I'm thinking about it's popped into my head, but I'll leave that for 1 second.
Right.
I did not appreciate how damn tasty green pepper is.
Yes.
It's phenomenal. I've never, like, if I look on a menu and I'm ordering pizza, if it's got peppers on it, I'm like, yeah, right. I want more meat. But honestly, green pepper, and I know that not all peppers taste the same, but green pepper on a pizza with like that cheese, the tomato, the meats, oh my God, it was phenomenal. And it's just reminded me.
Yeah.
When I used to go to the Chinese, I used to get a dish called beef in black bean sauce.
With green pepper.
With green peppers.
Do you know what? Exactly what I was thinking. And the other cuisine where I appreciate green peppers is Thai or Chinese.
Yeah. It's the star of the show.
Yep.
And I can't believe I just disregarded green pepper when I knew in that Oriental food setting, it's king.
The only other thing I can imagine that would be very tasty on the pizzas, especially combined with the serrano ham and a bit of mozzarella, would be the Pedron peppers. The wee small.
Tell me about those, because you were speaking about that.
I love them.
What are they?
So those are tiny. Those are little green, very, very dark green peppers. Very thin. So compared to the ones you buy in Tesco, those are big and juicy and they're thick,
almost like
thick, meaty one. Yeah,
aren't they?
These have a very, very thin wall, lots of seeds in them. But you can buy them in Marks and Spencer, and I had loads of them.
Of course you can.
Of course you can. I had them loads on Lanzarote, but the first time I tasted them in a restaurant in Belfast, and they were char grilled.
Oh.
They were blackened, so there was that.
So you removed that out of waxy skin?
No, they kept it on. And then they're so small you can literally just pick them off the plate, and then they were seasoned with sea salt and something else. And you just pick them up with your hand and you just bite the whole thing.
The flavour?
The flavour of the like the blackened and then
the
char, and then the green peppers also have a very significant like a bittersweet.
Yeah.
The bitterness of the char, but the sweetness. Just mwah.
It is bitter and sweet all at once, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good description. That's exactly what a pepper does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So that would be also perfect on these pizzas.
That's
making me hungry.
Unmissable.
And then the hot honey sauce you had.
Do you know what?
That was delicious.
It's a girl at work that put me onto that. That she, like, her husband has got like a pizza oven, and they make lots of homemade pizzas, just like what we did the other night. And it was a thing for them. And she said one of the things I've learned over the years is you've got to get the right tomato sauce. And it was her that put me onto the right Italian imported tomato sauce, pizza base. She said it's all about the pizza base, and she said that she called it hot honey. I was like, what the hell's that? She said, it's honey like infused with chili. She says, and I was like, what? You put that on a pizza? She's like, yeah, it's amazing. I'm like, you put honey on a pizza?
Yeah, because we put it on that serrano ham pizza with the peppers.
Yeah.
And then that saltiness of the serrano ham.
With the sweetness of the honey. And then the sweetness and the bitterness of the pepper was like, oh my God.
I know. Like, can you tell we love food?
Yeah, no, it was banging. It was really, really good.
And then the pineapple pizza. Nikki made the ham and pineapple.
She wanted pineapple, and I'm all right with that.
Well, the jury's out on that. Where are we with the pineapple on pizza? I love Hawaiian pizza. I don't mind a bit of pineapple on a ham pizza.
Yeah.
Wouldn't really combine it with.
It's an American thing, isn't it?
Pepperoni pizza. It's just, I think it only goes with the ham.
Yeah, and it is a thing. Like, it is, pineapple and
gammon.
I guess. Well, I mean, that is
a meal over here.
That is a combo. Yeah. It's a known combo, isn't it? A bit of gammon and a pineapple ring on the top, I guess. But you try and put
what do you call that meal? Chicken Maryland.
Is that got?
It's pineapple or banana.
Pineapple.
But I think it's a pineapple fritter.
Chicken. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's ringing bells. But if you try to put pineapple on in an Italian restaurant, or you ask for it, or you was in Italy mate, you'd probably get like knocked off. Like it's an insult. However, my view on it is, whilst I don't put pineapple on my pizza, if someone really likes it and wants to put it on theirs, let them have it. Each to their own, as I say. You know, everyone's palate's a little different. Yeah. You know, if you're drizzling honey on a pizza, then, you know, obviously pizza can take a bit of sweetness. Can't it? So
I also had like a sour cream sauce on a pizza before, which was delicious.
Just as an extra topping or instead of something?
No, it was just literally you have your toppings, and
so
then
tomato base and
mozzarella or whatever cheddar, and then you would maybe even have. Let me think. What was that? What was on the pizza? I think it was maybe chicken and bacon or something like that. And then there was an actual kind of like a sour cream and like a garlicky sour creamy drizzle.
Oh,
I know.
That sounds nice, man. You can take it anywhere you want, can't it?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you've got this bread base that gets baked.
And then we talked about, Domino's. I remember we were talking about Domino's. And Jerry was out on that one a little bit.
Who loved Domino's?
See,
It was your friend's children, wasn't it?
Paluna's children, I think.
Her children love a Domino's.
They love a Domino's,
so
yes.
It has its purpose.
The only time I get a Domino's, I only get Domino's once a year at a specific time of the year, which is Christmas. Because they do the Christmas feast type
yeah.
with the stuffing and the turkey and all of that. And like cranberry drizzle.
Lovely.
That's the only time I get Domino's.
I think Christmas dinner works on a pizza.
Honestly, the festive chips, the festive wrap, the festive pizza is my absolute favorite time of the year.
I mean, you can literally have a Christmas version of a different dinner every day of the week in the lead up to Christmas, couldn't you? Like pizza on one night, chips on another, and
I made a couple of festive chips in the air fryer myself.
That one you took a photo of. I know you guys can't see this right now, but she sent me this photo. Oh, it was from the Antrim Junction 1 food market, wasn't it?
I think they were called Flamin' Jacks.
The picture of this Christmas
with the
chip.
stuffing balls.
Leave it.
Proper, lovely turkey meat, and
it was all the different colours that stood out. It was like a work of art in its own right. Yeah, no, I'm down with that. So when would you order your Domino's pizza? Is it that week before Christmas?
Yeah. Yeah, it's that lead up to Christmas, that last kind of week when it's so busy, and
I reckon in the week before Christmas we should have a Christmas Domino's pizza.
Well, I think now that I'm now starting to perfect this new pizza dough, I think we'll be making them.
Oh, mate, who am I kidding?
I think we're going to be making homemade festive pizzas. With the brie.
Oh, mate.
The stuffing.
Bit of cranberry.
Yeah, cranberry.
Oh, my God.
The little cocktail sausages.
Yeah, pigs in blankets. I mean, seriously, little bit of turkey meat.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh.
We're proper foodies. We just love it.
Would you put some Brussels sprouts in it or deconstruct a sprout so that you got a few leaves?
Yeah, why not?
Just
put a bit of colour,
just for something, a bit of something, bit of that sour drizzle.
Do you need it? No, we're not putting Brussels sprouts on a pizza.
You could do little crispy chunks of potato as well, little crispy spuds.
Crispy spuds.
Could you imagine a bit of stuffing?
Yeah,
that'd be unbelievable, wouldn't it?
Anyway. While I'm sipping lemsip because we're not well.
Well, for the same reason, I think.
I can see it was freezing on Sunday, and we both were in, and I knew it. Like, Stephen and
you knew it.
I knew we came out, and the whole way home, I just had a chill. I just had a chill, and I'm like, James, I got to chill. I just stayed in too long, but even getting in, it was so hard to get in.
It was painful.
And then it took me ages to normally I'm just in and I submerge myself, but I kept fighting and fighting, and then eventually I went in. But no, I was just, and then you were sick all week.
I've been sick all week.
And then I started to be sick this morning, so I'm like, limp sip it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. But I mean, yeah, it was brutally cold.
It was brutal.
It was like, honestly, like it was brutally cold. But I liked the form that Ballygally Beach was in.
Oh, you couldn't believe that the stones disappeared.
Honestly,
you thought I was lying.
Like, it's not that I was thinking you was lying. I was just like looking for like more evidence because it was still blowing my mind. So basically, like the last time that Adriana and I went to Ballygally Beach, as you come down the steps onto the beach, there's no beach. It's just boulders upon boulders upon boulders upon boulders. And there's like at least a 30 feet depth of stones and boulders that you're struggling to walk over to get to the sand to then get to the water. Well, stone me. We turned, and you said to me, where have all these stones come from? Like, they weren't here last time. And I sort of looked at you and was like, shut up, you idiot. Stones just don't come and go. They're always here. You must have come down another set of steps or something. Anyways.
You was trying to gaslight me.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? Anyways, so we turned up this time, and you went for a little recce first, didn't you? I stayed by the motor. You had a little tootle across the road, looked over the railings, had a little butcher's, and then you come back and went, I've got some good news for you. I was like, what's that? You went, the stones are gone. I was like, shut up. Of course they ain't gone. And I thought you were joking with me. I thought you was just playing a prank. And then we crossed the road, and then we started going down the ramp towards the beach. Stone me, mate. There wasn't a boulder in sight. It was all just flat sand. And I'm like...
And we were delighted because the last time we were down with all the boulder, we had to kind of... what's the word? Not juggle.
What, like on your feet? You mean?
Yeah, stand on top of these boulders trying to get changed, because we brought all our stuff down to the beach trying to get changed. And you were trying to balance like Bruce Lee on top of a stone.
Mate, you was doing your Karate Kid crane kicking technique to get your socks on.
Luckily, there was none of that this time.
No. And I honestly, I just jaw open, duh. And I'm looking down, I'm like, where have all... And I'm not... These weren't small stones. These were boulders. I'm like, where have the boulders gone? I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? So there was these couple of girls walking up the ramp, weren't there? And I said, excuse me, do you come here often? No, you know, like,
I can't take him. I can't take him anywhere. It's Minty and the Sea Tramp.
I'm the Sea Tramp, for those that don't know. Can you guess who Minty is?
I'm Minty.
So I was like, excuse me, do you come here often? She went, yeah. I said, can I ask you a massive favour? I was like, where have all the boulders gone? And she looked at me, she went, I know! It's wonderful they've all gone. Like, I was like, oh, yeah, brilliant. She went, oh, they were all right, Payne. I'm so glad they're gone now. And I was like, yeah, but where have they gone? And she's like, I don't know.
Back into the sea.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And I was like, do you reckon they go back in the sea, they get dragged out again?
Yeah.
Or do you think that the sand gets built up and they just get covered? And she went, I don't know, maybe a bit of both. And just carried on walking. And I
think it's both, because then you would notice the levels of sand. Well,
I don't know. I
feel like a bit of both.
I reckon AI will tell us.
No, of course it will give us a biased answer.
But what this meant, the output of this meant that as we got down to the bottom of the ramp, rather than walking over these stones that like hurt your feet, you could just walk on this lovely soft sand.
It was lovely.
And it meant you could just, take your robe off and as I did, just ventured straight out into the water without any delay, for ages. Well, I really enjoy it. I do enjoy the sea dips.
I definitely outstayed my welcome of the sea.
Yeah, I've just really what's that, the fourth time I've done it now, but I really like it. But I like the level of the tide. I liked the colour of the water. I know it sounds stupid, but I've gone one time and the water was really dirty looking. It's not dirty water. It's just lots of sand where it's all worked up. But this time around, there was a really nice sort of ebb and flow to the water.
Yeah, it was lovely.
and it just was really clear. Like when I put my hands in the water, I could see my hands nice and clearly, and it was just a really nice.
You were just floating.
I was just bobbing up and down, and it was a nice experience, sort of thing. And I went out as far as I could, just about touch the floor, and then the wave was making me go like completely like waterless. Not waterless, the opposite, where I'm completely floating, and I just kept sort of. It was nice, but then, you got out, didn't you? And then I stayed in for a bit longer, and I got out. And then as I got out, I thought, I've got a bit of a chill here. And then when you said in the motor on the way back, I think I've got a bit of a chill here, I was like, me too. I definitely did.
Yeah, and then you felt it all week.
On Monday, it was like a train hit me.
Mm. See, that's the
It
thing,
really was.
like if you're overconfident, and you stay in longer than you should, the sea will let you know.
Yeah.
And your kind of immune system will also let you know. But
yeah. Glad I did it though.
We're getting stronger.
We are. Yeah, we're definitely getting stronger. So that was a lot of fun.
So that was a lot of fun. So we had a busy weekend. Friday night I was in Belfast. Saturday night I had all these.
You had a top weekend, mate.
I had a great weekend, and then we had a laugh on Saturday night because I obviously told everybody that. So on a Friday night, one step back, on a Friday night I went to dinner with a couple of my friends, and one of our friends, Barbara, she shared a link to an article by The Guardian. You know where I'm going with this. And The Guardian is doing blind dates. So you sign up and you get a free dinner, and then they match you up with a stranger. In return,
so blind dating.
Blind date. In return, you have to agree that you're happy to show up in the papers in their weekly column on a Saturday with your picture and answer some questions, honestly, but not being rude. So we had a laugh. And Saturday night, I showed this article to James and the girls, and we read through the article. It was really funny. And then I have emailed The Guardian because my friend Barbara egged us on. So it was me and my other two friends from the group. They also emailed The Guardian. So the three of us emailed The Guardian saying, we're up for a blind date. And then I was telling everybody what I did, and we were having a laugh. And well, guess what? I got an email.
Tell pray.
I got an email from The Guardian yesterday.
What did it say?
Yesterday. That we would love to match you up with someone. Can you tell us more information and send us some pictures?
Happy days. You going to be in the paper?
So I was trying to keep it brief. I didn't want to do a whole resume.
Yeah.
Kept it brief, and then what am I looking for again? I kept it brief, so I'm keeping my chances good.
Mate, that is wicked. What about your mates? Did they get a reply?
No.
Mate, so you're in there.
Well, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So yeah, fingers crossed they match me up with someone. So my criteria was, I kind of kept it pretty simple. Age 35 to 55. Yeah, that's I can't go any wider than that.
Pretty broad.
I think height, I said 5'10" and above.
Yeah.
Again.
Reasonable.
I'm trying to be very reasonable because, I can't be picky.
Well,
it's a blind date.
Okay.
Same time, yes, I was kind of more focused on perhaps. What else did I say? So it was the height, the age. Yeah, I said I would prefer someone who's active.
Okay.
Leads an active lifestyle. They look after themselves, I kind of said. And then I think the other one was family orientated and they care about their relationships.
Right.
That, for me, that means someone who cares about the health of their friendships, relationships, family members, and all of that. I was kept it kind of quite general. And then last sentence, so that was 4 criteria. Number 5 was, I said, they describe themselves as, and then I listed a couple of things like, I don't know, affectionate, honest, confident, masculine, blah, 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 a couple of these.
Okay.
And that was it. I kept it brief.
Well, let's see what happens.
And then the lovely the girl at the Guardian. It was so funny. I chuckled. Her name was Kitty. So I was like, "Hello, Kitty." And then I just my last sentence was, "Thank you very much for reaching out." And from now on, it's in the hands of faith and you, Kitty. Speak soon.
Nicely done.
And then I attached a couple of pictures. So yeah.
Happy days. So let's see what Kitty comes up with.
Yeah. So that was my fun week. And on top of that, I also then again the same group Friday night with the girls. One of the girls shared a link. We have a little group chat, and she's like, "Oh, I just bought a ticket to go to this singles event." She's like, "Oh, would you just come along?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'll think about it." So I hummed and hummed and I thought about it, and it's an event that is happening. Oh, I have a stitch on my side. Ow. It'll be mid-April.
2 weeks away.
Yeah. And it says 200 singles.
What?
So it's a big event, and the price they're selling sold tickets. So I got a ticket, and then I said, "Yes, right, I'll go with you." And I'm trying to get the rest of the girls to come. But price of the ticket, you get pizza, and it's not good as mine, obviously.
No.
It's gonna be homemade, but you get pizza and a drink, whatever. But it's like a big group. My only worry, I do have a slight worry. Two. One, I haven't been to my whole life. I only went to one singles event, and it was awkward.
How was it awkward?
People are just awkward. That was just the interaction.
It don't feel natural.
Don't feel natural. Forced. The interactions, right? So that's why this was years ago when I have never went back to any more singles event. Well, I didn't need to either, which was good. And number two, the age gap or the age parameters are I think they're too wide.
What, as in like
I think it's 25 to 50.
Okay.
Now, I understand they're aiming for 200 people. I assume 100 men, 100 women.
Okay, so like half the audience is off limits.
But 25 to 50, I'm like, I just hope that because my friend who's coming with me, she's a bit older than me. Well, I think 9 years.
It's like
do you know?
Yeah, it's like a third and a third, isn't it?
I'm 41.
Yeah. Well, you'll get a third that can date down to 40. You'll get a third that can date down from 40 to 25. So you've got that kind of...
I don't want to end up going to this event. And
you're the perfect age. You think about the dynamic of your age with that as an age
I can
group.
go 10 up, 10 down.
So yeah, actually, you're the only one with a full 360.
Not sure, but I want to go.
That's a positive.
I have done the younger bit. I have dated a guy. He was 6 years younger than me, and it's
6 years ain't that much.
But
not
depends
now.
on the level of maturity, I think.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
That's where it all crumbles.
Understood.
It doesn't crumble anywhere else.
Right.
Because you will always, have a lot more fun and desire and playfulness and all of that with a younger man as a woman.
Yeah.
There's a lot more fun. But if you're searching for something more meaningful,
right,
long term, the chances are a little bit lower. Not saying it doesn't happen.
Okay.
Plenty of couples out there where a guy is younger than a woman, but smaller chances.
Interesting.
So anyway, for me, it didn't work.
Where is it?
There was a maturity level difference there. So
I get it. So the venue
is
in
Belfast. I think it's Haymarket.
Got you. I haven't been there, but it's like I hear about it all the time.
Yeah,
it's like a big venue. Okay.
Anyway, so is it like you, in a couple of weeks you will have an update on. Hopefully, we'll have an update on both my Guardian date and my Haymarket singles event.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Yeah.
I reckon there's going to be a lot of awkward stories coming up from me.
That would be quite interesting. You almost want like a little. Maybe you could bring a little camera with you.
Oh, like a little GoPro.
Bit of filming.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Imagine that. Bit
of
that'd be amazing.
Filming my own awkward moments.
Yeah. That'd be so awful. Oh, how will I know it's you? I'll be wearing a green pepper.
Green pepper? I thought you were going to say a red carnation.
A green pomodoro pepper on my top.
Pedron. Pedron.
What makes them awkward? Is it like... So I'm familiar with, like, my eldest son's mum used to run a speed dating company.
Really?
Yeah. And I've never done it. And I get the notion of speed dating that you kind of, you get your whatever time.
No, these are not going to be speed. This is not speed dating. This is going
what
to
I was
be
gonna
like,
ask.
yeah, it's a mingling situation. Everybody's just going to be.
But they're available.
Yeah.
That's the precursor.
And yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds better. So if you start talking with someone, you don't have to ask.
Well,
what?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know, but
well, some of them aren't they? Of course they are.
I think there's going to be definitely one or two who will.
But you shouldn't have to ask.
You shouldn't have to. It's a singles event.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Well, I look forward to that update. And do you know what? That's a nice little ending. That's taken us.
Thank you very much.
Just over the 60-minute threshold. So just a bit of housekeeping then, people. Thank you very much for listening in. For those of you on Spotify, thank you very much for watching. For those of you on YouTube, we're still researching that StreamYard software. So don't worry. We think we're going to expand a bit pretty soon, and we'll get to that as quickly as possible. But stick with us. Hit the like button. Smash the like button. Who am I kidding? If you haven't subscribed to us, make sure you do. But share this. Whichever platform it is you're listening on, just share it amongst your network. And give us a rating. Give us a positive rating. Apparently, it makes a difference to the algorithm. Yeah. So please, smash the like button. Give us a good review. And take care of yourself.
Yes. Come back for more next week.
Yeah. Next Thursday, where we'll have another episode, and who knows?
It might be some awkward stories by then.
Mate, who knows what's going to happen in our lives between now and then? But there'll be certainly a lot of AI and a lot of ups and downs, and there'll be some good times anyway. So listen, have fun, people. Life, love, and unity as usual. Peace.
Take care. Bye.
See you later.